We're coming down to the home stretch of the trade deadline, 6 p.m. on Tuesday. Do they stand pat? Do they just roll the dice with what they have? Or do you think they actually make a move and get rid of a piece or two or maybe a bunch? But looking at Scott Harris's history, I think anybody who's expecting any type of bold move, man, you're going to be disappointed. You're going to be doing this on Tuesday at 6:01 because I don't think you're going to get what you want. That's just how I see it. 248-539-9797. Go ahead, David.
Yeah, I truly am baffled, and I just don't know with Scott Harris. Last year's trade deadline, I think, has scarred me a lot. When he thought he had a deal for Erod.
No, he fumbled.
Okay.
He fumbled at the 1 yard line. It was done.
Yeah, it was.
He was there.
It was.
The deal, and yeah, okay.
And then it was just so, it got worse when the offseason gets here and Erod goes to the West Coast. And it's like, I thought he didn't want to go to the West Coast. You couldn't get anything because he opted out of the or use his no trade clause to not go to the West Coast. So that kind of has scarred me. So I don't believe he's going to make any deals, any bold moves. I just don't trust him.
David, I don't either. That's what I said. I think they stand pat. I know if it were me, I would, but the offseason, I gave him the offseason. Okay, show me what you got. Miggy's contract falls off. You got money. You could go out there, and you didn't have to be irresponsible. You didn't have to be a drunken sailor. You didn't have to go out there and just start buying up all these players, but you could have gone out there and you could have gotten players. We've already named the players all year long, but you didn't. You went super cheap, and you just kind of brought in guys, which is why you got a team, and here's where we are right now. That was strike two for me because, yeah, you're right. The Erod thing, like, how did you not talk to everybody in his camp? And I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, every party involved.
Why didn't you talk to every party in his camp? Because there was one party that was clearly not on board with this, but we didn't get the approval from that party. And then you ended up with egg on your face. You ended up with nothing. And then you tried to spin it like, oh, we're going to make that push for the end of the year. And everybody knew it wasn't real.
And to be fair, you have always been the one to say this. You'll give them until the trade deadline.
Yeah.
And that's fair. That's only fair to do that.
The trade deadline is going to be the third strike for me.
And so what's going on with me is we're getting closer and inching closer to that deadline. And I get it. Maybe things, heat up as the weekend comes by because the deadline's Tuesday. But I just don't see it. I don't trust it right now.
Right now, if you're going to make a move, it's Flaherty. Because he's your Erod. He's the 2024 Erod. He's going to be gone, expiring deal. You have to get something for him. If you don't, what you're telling me is you believe in this team, you think they're going to make a push, and we'll have to wait and see. But that means that 2 years in a row, you fail to capitalize on a deal that a player's probably not going to come back. Either that or, surprise us all and give him a new deal. Extend it. Come up with an extension. Do something. But as the days get closer and closer, my faith in Scott Harris just it gets lesser and lesser because I don't see him doing anything. I see a man who's afraid to make a move. I see a man who's afraid to hit the clock and say, okay, you know what? We're going to start winning now. We're going to start being contenders now. Now, because everything that the man says is kicking the can. We'll start spending once the core is set. Subtitles. I'm not ready to do anything just yet. We're going to hold off. We're going to wait. I'm waiting for them to start winning now. 248-539-9797. Go ahead, Dave.
And you just said it because I want people to understand this. It is, for the deadline, all about Flaherty. We've talked Scooble. While we probably want mostly him dealt so that the Tigers can get pieces in that lineup, it's not a necessity at the deadline. It's not a necessity to trade Scooble at the deadline. What has to happen is Jack Flaherty has to be dealt.
Yeah, Flaherty
has to happen.
Flaherty has to happen. Scooble, I think you can reset this team.
Correct. Right.
Flaherty, man, he's a luxury you can't afford to hold on to because you're going to get nothing from him except for some conditional pick. Get something. Get a player. Try to get an everyday bat. Get something in return because, newsflash, you're not going to make the playoffs this year. 248-539-9797. Tigers, stand pat. Are they going to sell? We'll get to your phone calls. We'll get to your ticket text next. 97.1. Tigers winners today over Cleveland 3-0. Bullpen day gets a shutout. But wait, Javi Baez. Yes, Javi. When you hit your second home run of the year, you are Javi, not Harvey. No, don't play that, David. He's Javi today. He is the hero of the day. He hit his second home run. 3-run shot. Tigers win. But he was in Cleveland hitting home run today. They win. They're still a ways away from that final wild card spot. Trade deadline is coming up. I asked the question, what is Scott Harris going to do? Because to me, in my opinion, Scott appears to be timid. He's afraid to make that first major move, that first thing. I don't know if he's gun shy from it blowing up in his face last year with the Erod situation. Didn't do anything in the offseason. I'm giving him to this trade deadline before I really make a judgment on him. But it just seems like there is nothing being done. The only thing, if you take the man at his word, they're not going to start adding real pieces to this team and spending money until the core is ready. Core's not ready. Core won't be ready this year. I don't know if the core is going to be completely ready next year. That's why I've been a big fan of, okay, if you're all about the core, then you trade Skubal. That was my thing. I'm not trying to get rid of your best player, Detroit. What I'm saying is Skubal will get you a haul of players. If you can get 4 to 5 players, because I think you can. I think Skubal is enough for a bidding war. If 2 of those everyday players can turn out to be something for you, then you've won that trade. That's what I'm looking at. But right now, I don't know. You have one piece, really, that I think that you could sell off. That's Jack Flaherty. Pitcher, teams, he's on a 1-year deal, 1 year, $14 million. Unfortunately, you signed the wrong person to a 2-year deal in Kenta Maeda. But Flaherty can get you back something. And that's really the name that I'm looking to see what happens at 6 p.m. on Tuesday. Is he still a Tiger, or did you find a way to move him and bring in some pieces? I mean, I don't know. Al Avila, he tried to make trades. He just was bad at it. But at least he tried. I mean, if you want to give out the orange slices and sippy cup award, he tried, but he failed. When he called, teams were like, we taking Al's call because we're about to get paid. 248-539-9797. Tigers, stand pat, or do they make a deal and they trade off some pieces come Tuesday? Fresh off of this victory today, they're winning. I can't say buy. I can't add that because I think it's too little, too late. You're not going to go out there and you're not going to add pieces because this team values their young core players, the guys in the minors. I don't think that they want to give them away. And I think common sense kicks in. We're not that close to give away a player. So we'll see what happens. Dave, a couple ticket texts before we get to the phone call.
Rico, Javi Baez is back to his prime. Keep Skubal. We don't need Holiday. LOL. Hunter in Brighton. Baez is so bad. I thought it was a typo when I saw the update at work.
No, 3-run shot. It was all him. So, yeah. 248-539-9797. Let's go to the phone lines. Kevin, you're on 97.1. Okay.
All right, Kevin.
You put Kevin back on hold. I don't even know what that was.
I got more text here for you. Moving Flaherty won't make us better this year or next. So why do it?
I think moving Flaherty would help us. I think moving Flaherty, because as the trade deadline approaches, competitive teams start getting desperate, especially as the clock gets closer and closer to 6 p.m. There's probably about 6 to 8 teams that really have a legitimate shot at the World Series. And it's almost a chess game because not only do you want to get better, but you don't want your opponent to get better. So maybe I just grab this guy so that I don't have to face him in the playoffs. I don't have to see him in the World Series. I don't want to see him in an Orioles uniform. I don't want to see him in a Dodgers uniform. So let me go after them. And I will give up some top minor league prospects in order to get this guy, even though he's a rental player, because you're going all in. So I do think that if Scott Harris is a shrewd president and he walks in there, he can flip Flaherty into something that's worthwhile. But you can't. But this timidness that I'm seeing, that's got to go away. You got to walk in there and you got to be bold. And you have to, I want this. This is what I'm demanding. And this is what's out there. Either that or how about this? Just resign the man. But I'm getting nothing. And that's where the frustration kicks in. Nothing. Because you're not hearing anything. You're not seeing anything. I don't know what his style is. Like I said, Holmes, man, Holmes, if he sees something, he goes out and buys it. And he's under the impression if you have to ask what the price is, you can't afford it. He just buys it. Eiserman, silence. He knows what he wants, and he's just going to snipe it and get it. Harris, you got to do something because right now you fumbled twice. I've got nothing. You've had opportunities to improve this team, and it's just not happening. That's the frustrating thing about it, David.
Scott Harris seems like a head assistant, not a leader, and that is a problem. Yeah, that would be a problem if you believe that. You're getting at least a comp pick for Flaherty, so if we don't trade him, we at least get that. That's that comp pick at the end of the first round.
So great. We get another high schooler that we'll see in 4 years. Like, guys, at some point, you just have to start winning now. You need players who could play now. Am I asking too much? Because
no, I don't think so at all. I don't think so at all. And yesterday when we talked about those Evan Petzold mock trades and you're getting someone possibly like Connor Norby, that's such in the Jack Flaherty trade. I'm not talking about the Derek Skubal trade, that you would get the Connor Norby in return along with Enrique Bradfield. Well, Norby's already hit 16 home runs in the minor leagues this year. He's had a couple stints in the majors this year, but yes, I want that. If we can get something like that, David, over a comp pick?
Yeah,
yes.
You got to get something. And in a perfect world, you could flip Flaherty and pick up either a shortstop or a first baseman or a third baseman, somebody that can help this team in the future because the first baseman that you thought was going to be your guy, I hate to say it, I don't think you're going to see him back in the majors.
And that's why Connor Norby excites me if we can get him because you could put him at second, Colt Keith at first.
Yeah.
Because Spencer Torkelson is done.
I don't want to put a fork in somebody's career. I
just did.
Because he's still young. He can still turn it around. But when you're struggling hitting fastballs, not curves, that you're not a major league player. And then you go down to Toledo. Okay, this is the chance to redeem yourself. Knock the cover off the ball, and you still can't do anything. And that was your one of one. That was the top pick. That was one of your core pieces, Scott. And he's not doing too well.
And that was always my thing with sending him down was, well, if he hits down there, he's still gonna have to come up here and prove it. But he hasn't even.
He can't even hit down there.
He can't do it down there.
No, I mean when you get a choice to bring somebody up and Akil Baddoo is hopping in his car and driving up past you, you got some issues, you got some problems. You may need to get some things worked out and fixed. 248-539-9797. Tigers, do they hold pat? Do they just make a push and say, F it, let's just try to see where we could go? Basically what they did last year. Or does Scott Harris step up to the plate and make his first big move? 248-539-9797. We'll get to your phone calls next. 97.1. like to do a little football every hour. Why? Because the season is almost here. Big Ten Media Days wrapping up in Indianapolis. David, give me a little college football music. I got something for you and Kenny. Yeah, we're going to do a little change. Instead of you asking me questions, Kenny, you want to come in here? I got something for you guys. Why? Because it's college football season. And it kind of goes to what Mike said yesterday. The pressure is on. NIL packages are there. The money's being spent. Boosters, they want winning. Okay? And if you don't get it, you're going to be fired. Well, guess what? BetOnline AG already has a list of the top 18 coaches that they think will be the first to get fired. So let's have some fun. 18 coaches out there. Let's see how many you guys can get before I give you all of them. David?
18 coaches.
There's some big names on here, too.
I'm going to go with...
Hold on. And just for the record, I'm going to try to give you the, Clark Leah from Vandy. You probably weren't going to name him, so I'm going to give you him. Okay?
Yeah, give us the ones that are absolutely... Are there any no names that it wouldn't
Kalani
be fair?
Sitake from BYU. You probably don't know him. I'm going to let that one go as well.
How nice of you.
Neil Brown, West Virginia.
Yeah, I wasn't going to go with him.
Scott Satterfield, Cincinnati.
Yep.
Okay? You should know these other ones.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Napier as my first guess.
You're going with Napier.
Florida,
number 1.
Whoa!
Number 1 coach to get fired, Billy Napier, head coach of Florida, 4-1 odds to get fired, to be the first coach to be fired.
Can I do one from my conference?
Kenny?
I just gave you one from your conference.
How about another?
You can.
How about Sam Pittman, Arkansas?
Sam Pittman, Arkansas.
That's a good one.
Number 2. You two are on fire. 5-1 odds, Sam Pittman of Arkansas will be the first coach to be fired.
All right,
there are 2. Actually, I take that back. There are 4 big names on here.
Okay, I was going to guess you say big names. Let me go this one based on yesterday. Deshaun Foster.
Deshaun Foster just got hired.
I know.
I don't think you can hot seat the guy. He just got there.
This is based on yesterday.
He may not be a public speaker, okay? We're going to make sure you never have to do this again. As a matter of fact, we're going to have your assistant coaches do your your post-game press conferences, okay? When you walk up to the podium, Coach Foster, simply say, I have nothing to say. Any questions? Let's rehearse that. I have nothing to say. Any questions? Because you can't look like you're stroking out up there.
That was bad.
That was brutal. I watched it live. Is he okay? Does he know he's on TV? Who is he looking at? What is going on? I mean, he went full Marsha Brady.
He did.
Which I'm sure Kenny has no idea what that means.
This is like some weird reverse ageism going on in this room right now.
Google it.
I have another guess. You
Go
have
ahead.
one, Kenny, first?
No, go ahead.
Ryan Day.
Yes. Ryan Day. The Ohio State University. Ryan Day coming in at number 7 on the list of first coach to be fired. 12-1 odds. This is according to BetOnline AG. Kenneth? There's a few in your conference. There's one that screams me. I'll just put it like that.
I don't know what that means.
I think I know what that means.
There's one that just screams me. Actually, there's 2 that screams me.
Would it be Lane Kiffin?
Ooh, David with a swing and a miss. No, Lane Kiffin is not on this list.
I was only thinking because you think Ole Miss is not going to do anything. So, okay.
No, Ole Miss is Penn State. Penn State is Ole Miss. Okay? They win a ton of games, but then when they play a good team, every time they stain the sheets.
What about the guy from Baylor, Dave Aranda?
Kenny, way to go. Yes. Dave Aranda, 7-1
That's good.
odds.
That's good right there.
Come on, guys. I've given you.
PJ Fleck.
No, that's Mike.
I hate that guy.
Why? Because he dresses weird and he's weird?
No, it's just a weird family thing.
No, you know what? He's insulated in Minnesota. He's not going anywhere because he's made Minnesota relevant. No, PJ Fleck, not on the list. Think high profile and just doesn't win games. And his son is on the cover.
Oh, Coach Prime.
I wasn't thinking he would be on there to get fired.
First coach to be fired.
I didn't think so either.
He's
What?
last. He's at 18 at 50-1 odds.
I don't think he should be on this list.
I didn't think he would be on that list.
Oh,
No.
he absolutely should be
Okay,
on this list.
I'll say this, Kenny. He should be on the list, but I don't think they have the balls to fire him.
I don't think he's had enough time yet. I don't put him on the and I'm one of his bigger critics. I don't know.
Put it this way. Another 4 or 5 win season, and I think Colorado, with all the distractions that you get with him, see, that's just it. You're not just losing, but you're drawing attention to the losing. You got Netflix, streaming series about you. You may need to win some games, okay?
I have a guess.
Yeah.
What about Pat Narduzzi? Pitt.
Pat Narduzzi, 12-1 tied with
That's good.
Ryan Day. I don't understand how he hasn't been fired yet. Okay, the Nard dog, I liked him when he was at Michigan State, but
it's
let's
just
face
not working there, yeah.
He had one good year. When I look at him and I see is, 7-5, 7-6 year, mediocre. But for some reason, Pitt has just fallen under the radar and he still has a job. I probably would have fired him a couple years ago.
Luke Fickell.
No, David, he just got there. And I think Wisconsin's going to allow him to fix this problem. Okay, he brought in a whole new offense. This is going to be the year I think people are going to really look to say, okay, do we want to go with this up-tempo, fast-paced, passing type of offense? Because we're Wisconsin, and all we do is just grow O-linemen and pound the rock. There's 2 names out here. I can't believe it.
I think I may have figured one out. What about Ohio State? Ryan Day.
I already said Ryan Day.
Oh, you did? I didn't hear
you know what?
My bad.
Yeah,
I'll say it again because it is worth repeating.
Yeah. Guys, who is the one program that I think has been done for the last 2 years?
It can't be. Dabo Sweeney? Wow.
That I agree with.
I was not
100%.
thinking that.
25-1 odds. Dabo is the first coach to be fired. Think about this. You've reached the mountaintop. Your fan base, David, you're about to experience this. Once you win a title,
Yeah, pressure.
9-3.
Yeah,
9-3, you might as well be 3-9.
correct. You're right.
Kenny, if Georgia went 9-3 for 2 straight years, you're firing your coach, right? Yeah. Why? Because you've hoisted the trophy. Now, MSU goes 9-3 for 2 straight years, and we're trying to re-sign Jonathan Smith. Oh my God, we got something, David. Sharon Moore is about to find this out the hard way.
You're right.
There's no going backwards. You may get 1 year, but Dabo, yeah. There's another guy on here.
How about no, I'm not saying Miami. Mario Cristobal.
Yeah. Mario Cristobal, 6-1. He's number 3.
Miami, yeah, we're back. Oh, wait, no, we're not. I love Miami for that.
Miami.
We're back. This is the year, and then it never is.
I don't know, between Miami and Tennessee are 2 programs that fell off and never gained back.
You just
never
hate to see
return.
it with Tennessee.
Miami, and it's how they lose. Your coach is an idiot. Like, he finds ways to all you got to do is take a knee. Nah, we're going to run the ball. No. We just take the knee. We're winning. We are winning. No, let's run the ball and have our running back fumble, give the team the other ball, and they score, and we lose. All right.
I have one more guess before we finish.
Yeah.
Alabama. I know he just got there, and we've been saying we just got there, but he's under a tremendous amount of pressure. DeBoer.
No, Kalen DeBoer. He's got to fail first. But once again,
if he fails this year,
but he won't be the first. Come on, Kenny.
I'm
the
first
coach fired.
First coach
Look
fired.
at this
All right.
Georgia, man.
I'm
The hate for
saying,
Bama is strong.
You don't understand how big the SEC is, okay? You don't understand the pressure.
He loses a game and he walks up to the press. Hey, Coach DeBoer, you're fired.
First coach
Kinda.
gone.
We lost one game. Yeah, that's not how we do things
If it's
here.
to someone embarrassing,
Hey,
I
roll-
could see it.
Hey, roll tide. We're going to roll your ass out of here.
All right, who are we missing, Rico?
All right, here's you missing. Billy Napier's 1, Sam Pittman is 2. Mario Cristobal, Dave Aranda, Clark Leah, Kalani Sataki, Ryan Day, Justin Wilcox of Cal, Pat Narduzzi, Pittsburgh, Scott Satterfield, Cincinnati, Neil Brown, West Virginia, Shane Beamer, South Carolina.
Oh, okay.
Tony Elliott, Virginia.
That's okay. Yeah.
I'm really shocked
it's
you guys didn't
Virginia.
get this one. Mike Loxley, Maryland. Yeah.
Thank you. I just had to look at him.
Dabo Swinney, Clemson, Lincoln Riley,
Whoa.
USC.
The change to the Big Ten, and he's lost a lot. Quarterback. Yeah, okay.
and the guy who replaced Lincoln Riley at Oklahoma.
So they did put Brent. Did he get an extension though?
Doesn't matter, man. It's
Okay,
Oklahoma.
that's why I didn't choose him.
They got oil money in Oklahoma too. Yeah, we always think Texas. Oklahoma's got money.
I was just thinking because they extended him. No.
No, they'll pay him not to coach there. That's 100% what will happen.
And then to round it off, Deion Sanders of Colorado. That is your list of the first head coach to be fired this college offseason, 97-1. Hey, before we get to the ticket text, we were talking about Scott Harris. I got to give Brad Holmes some props. Because draft day, well, around the NFL draft, we kind of suspected that he was going to lock up all of his younger players. We thought it was going to be all three. I think it was St. Brown, then it was Sewell, and then we were waiting for Goff. Goff came a few weeks later. You locked everybody up. And I said at the time for Goff, his contract was not going to seem that bad. What is he getting, like, is he getting close to 50 a year?
Close to 50. It didn't hit 50.
Yeah. Before we get to the ticket text, David, I just read this, and it's just funny. I wish Mike was here. But sometimes it's just good to be the next guy. Everybody's waiting to see what's going to happen with Dak. Everybody's waiting to see what's going to happen with Jordan Love.
Yeah.
According to ESPN's Bill Barnwell, you know how much Brock Purdy is about to get for an extension?
Don't tell me 60.
He's about to get a 5-year extension, $325 million, $65 million a year.
Oh,
yeah.
my Lord.
Once again, this is why I kept saying, just go ahead and lock up Goff now, because that, for everybody who complains, trust me when I say now that $48 million doesn't look that bad, because he's about to make 60, and you still haven't gotten to Jordan Love yet, who I think, and that he's going to break the bank until C.J. Stroud, who may be the first $70 million quarterback a year.
Yeah, you're right. And I just looked again. I was wrong. Goff is 53.
Okay, so 53.
But still, that's going to be
Goff at 53. Brock Purdy is estimated to be $65 million a year. That's what they think he's going to get in that extension. So, yeah. David, a couple ticket texts.
Couple ticket texts here. Surprised Brian Kelly LSU wasn't on the list. They fire Coach O a year after winning the Natty. From Jason.
You know what, Jason? I think they fired Coach O because they never wanted Coach O. Coach O kept winning out of spite, and they couldn't fire a man who just won the national title. You got to wait till the next year. Then you can fire him. But as he's winning it, you can't be that hateful. You just have to spite watch. But, yeah, Coach O was never looked at as the solution.
Yeah, they're like, they'll take the result. But in the end, you're going to be gone soon.
It's like if all of a sudden Rich Rodriguez had won at Michigan. Okay, but you're still going to get fired.
Oh, correct. The minute we can do it, we're going to do it.
John L. Smith, the original Jonathan Smith. You're a clown, but if you happen to win, we'll take it, but you're still a clown.
Correct. Satterfield isn't going anywhere. That is Corey in Cincinnati. And then someone's asking Kenny, your conference, isn't it the Horizon League?
Oh.
That's why are you calling the Horizon League a conference? It's more like a children's playground.
It is a conference, Kenny.
Okay.
Your conference champion won a tournament game.
That's a real loose definition of the word conference.
Won a tournament game.
You did win a tournament game. And then I have this one coming in. This is not college related, but it just came through. Can a local beat writer with a spine ask the Lions PR team why they thought it was a good idea to do a promo with a notorious racist today?
They're talking about the Hulk Hogan thing. Do we have that in the system?
I do have it in the system.
Okay. So Hulk Hogan is hocking some beer in the city of Detroit. He was in the studio. He was on with Gator yesterday, an impromptu interview. He's all around, photo shoots. Everybody wants to be with the Hulkster. He's also the same guy that was at the Republican National Convention. He's become a polarizing figure, how he doesn't like his daughter dating certain types of people. Hulk Hogan showed up at Lions training camp today, and this is from Brad Galley. Here's what happened. Yeah, and then after that, you hear Campbell saying, hey, appreciate you. Thanks for coming out. It wasn't just the video. It was like that. It was the comments after, David. Some people were just like, oh, that's cool. It's Hulk Hogan. Some people lost their stuff. It was like, are you kidding me? people are saying, hey, I lost respect for Dan Campbell.
And it's the first comment I see here.
How dare you bring this person out to camp? He doesn't belong there. It's weird. Have we just gotten to the point where politics is taking the fun out of everything? It used to be that sports was exempt. Sports was just something that you really didn't care about race. You didn't care about religion. The only colors you cared about was your team's colors. And you just wanted to beat the other colors of the other uniform. But the players were homogenized. They were all the same. But now, the amount of vitriol and backlash that Dan Campbell and the Lions are receiving from this, it just got me to wonder, has sports just, it used to be that sports was untouchable, but is politics that strong now that everything is now political? I mean, we did the drops tournament, and because where is it? Nope, that wasn't it. That wasn't it. David, where's the black jobs?
That one was criticized.
That one was criticized because according to...
I'm sorry, that's Kenny's. I'm sorry.
Oh, here it is. Black jobs didn't win, okay? But we vetoed and got what up dough to stay in there. And people got triggered and just start sending all types of stuff. I can't believe this, liberal that, liberal. It's like, guys, it's a drop tournament. What are we doing? What is going on here? Has politics really, has it become that important that we can't even enjoy sports? We can't have fun anymore? That has everything become political? Yeah, screw it. 248-539-9797. Has everything become so political and politically charged? I know it's an election year, but have we lost the ability to just have fun? Like, do the Lions owe people an apology because they had Hulk Hogan out at training camp? Have we reached that point in our society where we just can't have fun anymore? We just can't enjoy a moment. We can't look at somebody because, look, here's the thing. Am I saying he's the greatest person in the world? No. But you know what? Still listen to Michael Jackson records. Okay? I still watch old Cosby shows. Okay? I still love, The Usual Suspects with Kevin Spacey.
Ben Roethlisberger was my quarterback.
Right. Have we lost it to the point now where the Lions are getting roasted because they had Hulk Hogan at camp? Is this where we are right now as a society where politics is king? It used to be the NFL. Or is it now politics? 248-539-9797.
Brought to you by Bill Brown Ford. The Tigers had quite the bullpen day, shutting out the Guardians 3-0. Holton, Lucas, Faedo, Foley, Chafin, and Miller all combined to keep Cleveland scoreless while allowing just 4 hits and 1 walk paired with 10 strikeouts. Javier Baez hit just his second home run of the year, a 3-run shot in the second. The win confirmed a split in the series. A much different pitching triumph for the Padres today, though. 3-0 the final score against Washington. One of the top basketball players in the state, Trey McKinney, has cut his college landing spot to 10 schools. Both Michigan and Michigan State made the cut, along with Ohio State, Notre Dame, and Georgetown, to name a few. New Lions kicker Jake Bates impressed today in day 2 of training camp, nailing a couple 50-yarders while going 6 for 6 on field goal attempts in total. There have been a lot of players harping on the Super Bowl or bust mentality to the media so far in camp. Does Dan Campbell mind? At the Corwell Health Sports Desk, I'm Jeremy Otto. For more, go to 97.1 The Ticket or Odyssey.com.
I mean, who knew that we would be predicting things, David? We may be like the Simpsons and predicting that Hulk Hogan would show up to Lions training camp with Dan Campbell, saying he's going to be my new tag team partner. And it has triggered a lot of people. It used to be sports was exempt. You could just have fun. The only colors you cared about was your team colors. You cared about Honolulu blue and silver going up against the green and gold of the Packers. That was it. Not anymore, man. Now it's, you know what? It's, hey, politics. NFL was king. It looks like politics is now the new king. 248-539-9797. Have we reached the point where we're letting politics affect everything and we just stop having fun? We just stop seeing things as just Hogan showed up to the Lions camp. Or, look, it ain't just me making this up. We had a texter text in, and that's how we got on this topic. But when you read the comments, Brad Galley from Channel 7 tweeted out some video. And, man, talk about pulling up some popcorn and a seat. Go ahead.
The first one that comes up, lost a bit of respect for Dan today. Hogan is a known racist. This is bad optics, man. Someone said disgusting. Can't believe they did this. Another person says, awesome job, coach. So that person seems to like it. Another person says, would have been dope about 12 days ago, but you can't do this now. Would have been cool in 1993. You can't do this now. Someone else says, yuck. Never liked Hogan. Won't like him ever again. Another person says, so much crying. That's responding to everybody else crying here. A lot of people are saying, ooh, how can you do this, Lions? Someone says, you better not start off slow. If you do, I'm blaming you. I'm blaming Hogan for this.
I was about to say, what did I do?
Not you yet. Hogan for this. A lot of people are saying, yuck, how can you do this? There are a few people saying they love this, though.
I mean, they just played it on ESPN's NFL Live. Like, this is going viral. People are seeing it, and it's just so polarizing. A guy, Peter, sent me a message on Twitter or X. He said the moment Hogan stepped out at the RNC, he made it political. Athletes and entertainers used to stay out of politics. Now they don't. So is it simply because he got up there and spoke at the convention And now he's got an X on his back, and he's not allowed to do stuff because, David, it was weird. When he showed up yesterday,
Yeah.
literally this black SUV pulls up and this guy with a camera, and I'm like, what the heck is going on? And I'm talking to two other guys, and I'm like, and then he steps out. I was like, looks like Hulk Hogan, but he's too little.
Yeah, okay.
I went over to him like, are you really Hulk Hogan or are you an impersonator? And he's like, no, brother, it's me. Oh, okay. Sure. And then I went to the company picnic like, oh, Hulk Hogan is here. He's a lot smaller than what I thought.
And I did not believe what you were saying, that he was in the building. I'm like, what are you talking about? But I'll tell you this. There were a few people in the office that wanted to get pictures with him. And I don't think in their minds they were thinking politics. I think they were thinking like I was thinking, because, yes, I'm one that took a picture with Hulk Hogan. And I tweeted it out, and people just ripped me for it. But I wasn't thinking politics. I was thinking my 9-year-old self is loving this right now.
And did I not tell you?
You did.
David.
And it happened.
Just keep this on your own personal reel, because the second you put this out there, you might as well go outside and lick the sidewalk, because things are just going to get dirty.
Oh, it was.
And
I
read some of your, and I was just like, you know what? I tried to tell this man, do not do this. I saw all the names you were called. Like, wow.
But it was what you were saying. It was for a second in time. I just let it and just forgot
all
everything.
All you saw
and
was
just
Hulkamania.
all my figurines in my hand at 9 years old.
Right, whether you were at the WrestleMania where he dropped Andre the Giant, the ripping of the shirt, like, yeah, because it was like, okay, yeah, because I went back to those Saturday mornings with Mean Gene Okerlund, and I'll tell you this, brother. But now, no. I mean, reading this, there are people who are upset. There are people who are offended. And I'm just like, guys, have we reached that point now where everything gets scrutinized? Everything is political. Everything upsets you? Is this what we are now? Are we that sensitive of a society? Because I couldn't believe some of the stuff that I read. And yeah, you got a lot of people who are if this season goes sideways, they're going to point back to this moment. This will be Dan Campbell's taking the wind moment. This will be Dan Campbell riding off on a motorcycle moment. This will be Dan Campbell's that pitch back and forth thing moment. If this thing goes sideways, these are the receipts that some people are now holding on to. 248-539-9797. Let's go to the phone lines. Mark, you're on 97.1.
Yeah, so I think to answer your question, right, I think that what this arises from is, big media companies wanting us to have that reaction, getting mad at each other over politics when in reality it's just them promoting something. And two, as a real Lions fan, I think all you care about is a winning record and us biting kneecaps.
Mark, I'm with you. I was like, okay, he made it to – when I saw the video, I'm like, oh, he made it to the Lions camp. And then I clicked on it, and it's like, oh, my goodness. Oh, wow. And it just comment after comment. Like, people are just so upset. But, yeah, Mark, I always thought that sports would be exempt from that. But, I mean, I guess not. Maybe I was just being naive. Because Mark and David, if I think about it, even going back to Kaepernick, people just was like, no, you can't have this and you can't have that. And it's just like, well, why can't we just have fun and play sports?
That's exactly right. And I think with that being said, it's, at the end of the day, all we have is our pride to be a Lions fan. And if we let politics get involved with that, then what are we doing as real fans that want to support our team at the end of the day?
Appreciate the phone call, Mark. 248-539-9797. Dan Campbell and Hulk Hogan, looks like they're cutting some type of commercial or promo spot. I don't know if it's for Detroit. Man, here's the thing, and I don't think about it. What if it was for the Lions? Would the Lions, put that up on the Jumbotron during a game?
I don't know if they can anymore.
I don't know if the Lions can do that. I don't know who the promo was cut for. I don't know if it was cut for Hulk Hogan's people.
I don't know either.
Or if it was cut for the Lions. I mean, think about it. They put Eminem up there and people lose their mind. It's Eminem. He's at the game. Oh, Slim Shady, yeah. I don't know if you could play this on the Jumbo if it's Hulk Hogan, because it could be counterproductive where all of a sudden you're getting a rain of boos.
Correct.
When you're trying to, like, when they put Eminem up there, the decimal goes higher. I don't know. This one may end up on the cutting room floor. This one may not make it.
I will say this, and I don't know if they've done this, but I haven't seen it. I have not seen one player with a photo or video with Hulk Hogan. Now, that may be on purpose to not put the players out there, but I mean,
but you got Dan Campbell. I mean, at the end of that video, he's like, "Man, appreciate you coming out here and all of that." You can, it's audible. You can hear it and you can see him. He's shaking his hand and yeah, he's excited. But because I think, like you, David, he went back to as a kid, and that's Hulk Hogan. I grew up watching him, and you're in the backyard body slamming your little brother, and doing all of that type of stuff. 248-539-9797. Paul, you're on 97.1.
What's going on, fellas?
Hey, man.
You know what? Aside from the politics, I think it's bigger than politics. It's a sign of the times how we live. Like, everyone needs to stay off the comment section of the internet. It is the cesspool, and it's garbage. And everyone's opinions, they think they matter. They think they need to voice them. And it's just pure. You could post a beautiful, heartfelt, warming, nice picture that you think you're doing great for your team or your community, and you're going to have people that are just pure trash that have negative comments. And I would love to have, if we could take a snapshot of these people that are negative online, how they live in their lives. Because if you're going to promote all this, this is wrong and this is bad, you better be living your life like a saint, because it's just crap. I mean,
no, Paul, I'm laughing. I agree. Paul, hold on. I agree with you. I'm laughing because I always, when you see the people in their comments and then you look at their profile and the family photo, and it's just like, really, is this how you talk to your wife and kids? Wow.
Yeah. like Rico, you're going, and both of you guys, you're going to get people that text you or call in. This is how it's going to play out. They're going to say, "Oh, you're just covering up for the Lions," and now you guys are too liberal. Oh, but now you're too, because all we should be able to do is say, "Wow, man, Hulk Hogan, cool. He was with the Lions. He was a cool wrestler, great," and we move on. We move on. And even though I'm calling your radio station right now, and I don't mean to be hypocritical, the fact that you have time in your life out of your day to go to a post by Brad Galley and make a comment about something like this, I mean, give me your job. I mean, the bottom line is comments on the internet, political or not, it doesn't even have to be political, pure trash.
No.
Pure trash. And that's why more and more athletes and celebrities are posting. Why would you want to subject yourself to losers online whose opinions think they matter?
No.
I would, if I were you guys, I wouldn't post anything, just because you're going to get a backlash of people who think they know something and their opinions do not matter at all.
No.
And for all the people that want to say, "Oh, if the Lions don't start off good," you know what? There's more other. Don't go to a game, and you want to blame it on Hulk Hogan. You got to figure some things out in your life, man. You really do. So bottom line, stay off the comments, go Hulkamania, go Lions, and have a good day.
I appreciate the phone call. Paul was ready to rip off his shirt. Hey, Paul, trust me. Trust me when I say I rarely post things. Like, David, you know what the good old days of posting stuff on Twitter is? When I just get inundated by Michigan fans.
Yeah, that is the good old days.
Because
You're right.
Michigan fans don't like me because I'm simply drawing breath today. And the day ends in Y.
Can we get back to those days? Those are simpler days.
Right. It's like, other than that, trust me when I say, and I'm sure you get, David, I get called everything. I'm not black enough. I'm too black. I kiss up to Mike. You do this. You do that. It's like, you know what, guys? Spell my name right and make sure the dollar amount is right on the check. That's how I feel about it. 248-539-9797. You guys want to talk about it? I'm going to get to all your phone calls next. 97.1. All right. Hulk Hogan visited the Detroit Lions training camp today. Brad Galley of Channel 7 posted video. Looks like they were making some type of a promo. Don't know who the promo was for. I don't know if it's for the Lions or if it's for the beer that Hulk Hogan is hawking. But it was him and Dan Campbell, and he was like, Dan Campbell's my new tag team partner, and Campbell was all in. And it sparked a little bit of controversy here in Detroit, where a lot of people were upset and said they lost respect for Dan Campbell and the Detroit Lions. How could you allow this to happen? Others are like, man, that's Hulk Hogan. It's the Hulkster. My question is simple. Have politics become so divisive that we can't enjoy anything anymore? That everything has to be looked at as who you're voting for, who you support, or can you just sit back? Look, nobody's perfect. Everybody's done something. I'm not sitting here defending the man and some of the decisions and things that he said. I'm not. But here's the other thing. I don't care. I got other things I got to worry about in this world than that. Okay? Like, I tried to stop David from posting his picture yesterday. David didn't listen. David got called a few things. 248-539-9797. You now have some Lions fans who are saying, hey, if the season goes sideways, we're blaming them. I wonder if the Lions are going to play. If the promo was for the Lions, would they actually play the promo at the game of Hulk Hogan talking about Dan Campbell, and what would be the crowd's reaction? 248-539-9797. Dave, we got a full phone banks of calls. Let's just jump right into the calls. Chris, you're on 97.1.
Hey, Rico. This is a good topic. So I know that the collective memory only lasts about 2 weeks, and so a lot of the controversy brews around Hogan's appearance at the RNC. But you know what, guys? I think this controversy is deeper than just politics. In 2015, Hulk Hogan was caught on tape going on a racist tirade.
Oh yeah.
I would read you the transcript, but it's not appropriate for radio. But
you know what, Chris? Let's just roll with it.
It was
I
so
understand
bad that the WWE had to kick him out of the WWE Hall of Fame, and they ended their relationship with him. Now, it should be said, Hogan has apologized profusely, and he's gone on an apology tour, and the WWE has put him back in the Hall of Fame. But, I mean, that doesn't necessarily, I don't think that means that, like, oh, it's not disappointing for the Lions to associate themselves with him, especially for a league that's 67% black, and that the comments that he made were directed at or about black people. I'm a black fan. It was disappointing for me. And I don't really care about him showing up at the RNC. Like, it's whatever. It's Hulk Hogan. I'd be honestly surprised if he were at the DNC. But hold
on. But Chris, the funny thing was,
the racial issue that is bothering people.
Yeah, Chris, it was funny because I was on vacation, and when I saw it, the only question that I had was, how far down the list of people did you have to go until you said, okay, well, Hulk Hogan said he will come and speak? Like, seriously? Hulk Hogan? It's just like when they have Ja Rule on CNN. Like, really? How many people turned it down before Ja Rule had to say, well, I'll speak for folks? I got you. Go ahead, Chris.
I mean, the rumor is that he was just in town and he just wanted to come to camp. And, it's like whatever. And they're probably not even really paying that much attention. Like, they can't, say, don't come to training camp. But, for this segment to be is sports too political? I mean, sure, we can have that talk, but I don't think the Hogan issue is the issue to have it on, because the outrage for that is very well warranted, especially for lifelong African American Lions fans like myself. Like I said, I don't care about the RNC. That's small potatoes. But if this guy is really out here with bigoted views and hey, you're gonna rub a lot of players the wrong way, let alone the fans. Sorry, I know I've taken up a lot of time.
Oh, no, Chris, you're fine. I appreciate the phone call. No, and trust me, yeah, I never forgot about that. It wasn't about, oh, he spoke here. No, I remember all of that stuff. And yeah, if that's the case, it's why, I was watching the show Clipped, because that's an NBA owner. And a lot of people say a lot of things when they don't think they're being recorded. A lot of people say a lot of things behind closed doors to the family members, and at the family parties and picnics and holiday gatherings that you would be shocked. I've learned, man, nobody is above that. Everybody was, I would never say that until they do, until they get caught. And then, of course, everybody's sorry. Oh, my apology tour. And they get on camera crying like Van Jones. All right, let's go back to the phones. Chris, you're on 97.1.
Yes, sir. Hogan knows best, right? So my thing is this. I know we always hear, Mike say, are these athletes, are these celebrities, are they someone worthwhile to look up to? And, the answer, and you can make your own decision on that. I told my daughter yesterday, she's 11, I told her, I said, I'm going to see Hogan. He's kind of like going to meet Santa for me. I'm 40 years old, grew up a huge wrestling fan, WWF. And quite frankly, that's the way I saw it. I saw it as seeing someone, I don't know if I looked up to him, but it was really cool to watch him body slam people on TV. And ended up getting his autograph on my shoe, and he was there to promote his beer.
Yeah.
That said, he definitely, over at the Shillelagh there, he definitely got a little political, and he has that affiliation. But for me, I was able to, post on Facebook and the socials, my shoe. I got a picture with him. I had a great night. I thought it was really cool, and then you got to worry about the, your friends that maybe not, might not have the same viewpoints as you. And I just said, hey, no affiliation. Just, I wanted to feel like a 5-year-old for tonight. And that was really it.
No, Chris, I appreciate the phone call. I get it. Trust me, man. I've seen it happen, not just for Hulk Hogan, for a lot of people. I remember back in the day when all the stuff was going on with Kwame Kilpatrick. And everybody just talked about him. But yet and still, when that man walked into a room, he owned it. People wanted photos with him. They wanted autographs. And they knew he was about to go to jail. They knew that he did a lot of things that he probably should not have done. It didn't matter. David, I just sat back and watched this. I mean, in the elevator, I was like, he's just getting accosted. Hey, Kwame, could you take this picture with me? Can you sign this? Can you sign? People are, like it or not, most of us are star bleepers. And we just want to say, hey, I got this photo. I saw this person. And you forget about everything that they did. I haven't. But then again, I'm sure Hogan won't be the first person to say that, use the term. He won't be the last person. He spoke at the conference. Hey, man, that's on him. It always amazes me. I kind of wish that we always talk about, my freedoms in America. All right, well, guess what? A person has the right to think something differently than you. It doesn't make them a bad person. It just means that they just don't agree with you. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't see that. Unfortunately, a lot of people see that as now you're the enemy. You're not the enemy. It just means you have a difference of opinion. That's all. 248-539-9797. Are you upset at the fact Hulk Hogan was at Lions training camp shooting a promo with Dan Campbell? Your phone calls, your ticket texts, next, 97.1.
Brought to you by 24 Seconds Bar and Grill. Javi Baez hit a 3-run homer in the second, which is all the offense the Tigers needed because of the bullpen. A.J. Hinch on the effort. Three 0 the final. Minnesota coming up tomorrow. Carlton Davis, Amik Robinson, Donovan Peoples-Jones, and Traquan Smith were all added to the active/non-football injury list for the Lions yesterday, but they've quickly come off. Dan Campbell confirmed they just needed to pass their physicals, kind of standard operating procedure. The Lions had their had some star-studded guests at training camp today, one being boxer Clarissa Shields, who's set to fight at LCA this weekend. Hulk Hogan also made an appearance filming a promo with Dan Campbell. At the Corwell House Sports Desk, I'm Jeremy Otto. More at 6 or at 971theticket.com.
Thanks, Jeremy. You know what? The more and more I look at this video, I think the Lions shot this video. I think this is going to be stuff that slick back hair Kenny will be watching at Ford Field. I think they're going to be putting this up on the Jumbotron. I don't think this was for his beer. I think this was for the Lions and for the crowd. I'll be interested to hear what the reaction will be. 248-539-9797. David, we've neglected the ticket text. Let's get a couple of those in before we get back to the phone lines.
Someone's saying the point that Rico is missing is Hulk Hogan had diehard black fans as well. So when they heard the racist things, it was tremendously offensive and disappointing to them. That's why people are having the reaction they are having. It's not just the politics.
No, I get that. I saw the video. Yeah, I know exactly where you're coming from.
Yes.
And as I said, since then, the man has come out and apologized. He went on a whole tour. I'm sorry. Now, whether you believe it or not, that's up to you. I guess as I get older, I realize everybody's sorry once they get caught, but it's something that I think most people just say in the private. I don't get shocked anymore.
See, here's the thing, and this is what I've always
But is it disappointing?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was disappointing. But I'm not holding grudges for 10 years. That's just not me.
Yeah, but
I've been called worse.
And I've always been taught this even as a kid. You know, you may not want to meet your heroes.
Yeah.
You may not want to get to know them because there's some things that they don't tell you.
Yeah.
There's some things that they believe
vile
or say.
People.
Yes, that you just don't want to know. You just want to keep it to, I see you on TV. That's it.
When he did that, it was like, wow. Yeah, because it used to be the Hulkster. Now, do I look at him differently? I absolutely do.
Yes.
When he came in yesterday, I was just like, I remember back in the day, I would be like losing my stuff like, that's Hulk Hogan. But then I remember what he did, and it was like, that's Hulk Hogan. Okay. You still think, you try to go back and think of the positive things, but you don't forget the negative stuff, if that makes sense.
No, you're right about that.
I'm not going to sit here and just, your whole life is going to be based off of that. No, I'm not going to forget it. But I'm
not throwing that away at all.
Right. So the ticket text, I understand and I get it. And I saw it and I was just like, really? That's how you feel? I mean, it's like, was it Hasselhoff? And no, it wasn't him. It was, what was the celebrity that just like went off? And
My man's from Seinfeld.
Oh, well, yeah.
I mean.
Right. And that's just it. Like, man, I was a gigantic Seinfeld. To this day, David, I can't really watch the show without. I'm fine. I start watching it, and all of a sudden, you know how he opens the door and comes into the room, and then I'm like, and that's why I don't like this show
It's completely
anymore.
different now.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like, okay. All right.
You're right.
But I get it. Go ahead.
Matt in South Lyon says, I am a huge Democrat, but I could give two craps about Hulk Hogan. I don't mind him coming to camp. It's stupid if you're complaining about it. Someone else says, I hate election years. Always something to divide us as humans. That is from Jason. I saw Hatchet's picture. Oh, my computer. Okay, there we go. I saw Hatchet's picture with the Hulkster yesterday, but then I realized David thinks he's white anyway. The people who can't have fun anymore live a sad little world.
Yeah, trust me. David, I forgot you do like deviled eggs.
Yeah, they're delicious.
Raisins in your potato salad?
No,
Sure.
no, not at all. Derek in Brighton says, it's really sad that some people actively look for ways to be triggered by something. You can disagree with someone's politics and still be friends. People, hashtag, make politics boring again.
I think we're a long way away from that. 248-539-9797. Jay, you're on 97.1.
Hey, guys, good afternoon. How you guys doing?
Hey, Jay.
Hey, Hatchet, I wanted to call and speak to you because was the ones that posted something, and I wanted to call and apologize to you.
Oh, you're good, dude. You're good.
But I wanted to explain, because you have to juxtapose that because of the things that Hogan has said and stuff like that or whatever. And as a huge wrestling fan, I still have it. I'm going to see SummerSlam next week and stuff like that. He was essentially kicked out of the WWE because of his racial thing. And then recently, with the whole thing with the whole, like, ambassador, she was fired because she was black and stuff like that. So I think a lot of people have a negative connotation when it comes to Hulk Hogan, especially as a wrestling fan, obviously, because of the things that he said about using the N-word and stuff like that. So, but I do want to apologize to you and stuff like that. I really wanted to, call and give you that and stuff like that. But call and let you know what was ahead on the other side of the coin.
No, I hear you, dude, and I appreciate that. But here's the thing, and I've said this on the air before. I compartmentalize a lot. I can't stand Ben Roethlisberger off the field, but when he's on that field, he was a Steeler, and I rooted for him. And that's how I felt yesterday with Hulk Hogan in the building. I was just 9-year-old me all over again. I remember everything that he said and that he's done and what he stands for.
Say your prayers, eat your vitamins.
Yeah, I just ignored the negative and said I'm 9 years old all over again and I'm taking his photo. Okay. That's it.
Just stay away from his daughter, David.
Yeah, apparently I have to.
Well, you're married.
Well, yes, I have to, yes.
Occasionally I have to remind you of that. That's a whole nother story in and of itself. But no, so what I'm saying, I thought maybe it was Hulk Hogan is a polarizing figure. A lot of people remember his racist comments. A lot of people are still upset about that. A lot of people are upset about, the whole, he was at the convention a few weeks ago. So it looks as if people have problems with him on multi-levels. I get it. But it also looks like the Lions, and I don't know this, but watching this video, I kind of think that this is a Lions video that they'll get played during the season. Because he didn't mention anything about the beer in the video. It's just about Dan Campbell and the Lions winning the whole Super Bowl. David, can we play it real quick for those who haven't heard it? I think that's for the Lions. There was nothing about the beer he was hawking. I think that's something that's going to be going up on the Lions Jumbotron. Dre, you're on 97.1.
Hey, what's up, fellas? You guys all right?
Oh, yeah.
Outstanding. Hey, Rico, I agree with you there. That sounds like that's a hype video. And, it's going to probably get some boos just because of the fact of what Hulk Hogan did. I'm like Hatchet, man. I was a big fan, with Hulk Hogan for the longest. When he slammed King Kong Bundy, I was like, oh, man, I was hyped. But he lost me, right, when he made the racist statement. And it's, again, his affiliation with a certain party, political party, I have no problems with any celebrities doing that. I'm a big Clint Eastwood fan. I still watch Clint Eastwood movies. But if he dropped the N-bomb, I would not like Clint Eastwood anymore because, that's like a direct, blow at me as being a black man, So when Hulk Hogan, unfortunately, he dropped dropped the N-bomb, and, that just left a stain on, just everything that I felt about him. And, I understand what Hatchet is saying, seeing him in person, you kind of go into that kid mode again. But, Rico, you tried to save him because, that's one of those pictures you got to stash away, because if I ran into Clint Eastwood on the street, I'll take a picture with him, but I'm not going to show it to my friends. You know what I'm saying?
Dre, that's exactly what I told David.
But you know who I am. I like to, start things.
And he got more defiant. Oh, I'm putting it out there. Okay.
Yeah, he wanted to be battle tested. I see that. That's what Hatchet Man wanted to do, man. But look, just certain things, you got to just, Rico tried to save your life, my brother. That one, I would have done the same thing. I would have probably taken the picture, but it would have been stashed somewhere where
you know what,
nobody could have seen it.
Dre, you put it in that secure file on your phone.
You got it. You better believe it, man. So that's just my take on it.
I appreciate the phone call. Xfinity gives me a chance to be on the go and catch up with all my favorite shows and sports. With Xfinity Internet, I get the speed I need at a great price, and you too can get the speed you need at a great price thanks to the fastest internet on the largest gig speed network, delivering to more homes than any other network. Enjoy all your favorite apps all in one place with the Flex 4K streaming box, all with Xfinity Internet. Xfinity allows me to stream all my favorite shows without interruption. So, you know what? If you want to watch clips still, you can. If you want to watch the wide receivers, you can. Xfinity allows me to stream all my favorite shows without interruption. I get out-of-market scores and stats with Xfinity, the injury updates, so I can keep up with my fantasy team. Choose from a variety of speeds depending on your needs, including gig speeds up to 1.2 gigabits per second, and enjoy reliable internet on all your devices. To get started, call 1-800-XFINITY, visit Xfinity.com, or simply drop into an Xfinity store today for more details. Maximum download speed of 940 megabits per second when hardwired via Ethernet. Actual speeds vary and not guaranteed based on Xfinity's fastest available download speeds. Jeff Rieger, Wojo coming up next. If you missed any of the show, use that Odyssey rewind. You're listening to the Lenny Show with Rico. Mike's watching the horses for a little bit, so he'll be back. We were talking about Hulk Hogan. You know what? I'll be happy. I will be happy when this political season is over. I want to know who in the world gave all of these telemarketers my number so they could. Who you voting for? How did you get my number? That's what I want to know. David, what you got?
So I have a statement from the Detroit Lions here. So Corey Woods, who covers the Detroit Lions for MLive, tweeted this out. Due to numerous inquiries about the Hulk Hogan's appearance at the Detroit Lions practice, I reached out to the organization for clarification. Hogan, whose real name is Terry Bollea, is currently on a promotional tour for his new alcoholic beverage. His team camp contacted the Lions to request permission for him to attend and observe practice, which the Lions approved. It's important to note that such requests are uncommon for the Lions. Over the years, athletes from various sports, musicians, entertainers, politicians, and other notable figures have sought access or credentials to the team's training camp, which is typically open to the public. So that's what he received from the Detroit Lions regarding today's appearance.
Who's the video for?
That was not said or...
Come on. That's what I think the video is for the Lions. I don't think they'll ever show it. I don't know. That would show me truly that Dan Campbell can really bring everybody together. If they could show that video of him hyping up Campbell and the Lions and nobody boos, because I don't think you can get that done.
I agree. I also have some news for you, Rico.
Okay.
Shams is reporting that the Brooklyn Nets and former number 7 overall pick Killian Hayes have agreed to a 1-year deal.
No. Two-way deal or a real deal?
It says just one way. Hayes will be going to training camp and compete for a roster spot.
Wait, is Ben Simmons still on that team?
He is still on that team.
Oh, those two deserve each other. Wow. The Brooklyn Nets, where your career goes to die.
It's your last step to Europe.
Right. Well, you know what? It is right there in New York. You can go to LaGuardia, hop on a flight, and, arrivederci. Au revoir. Ciao, Bella.
So we'll see if he even makes the regular season roster, but there you go. He gets a chance.
Killian Hayes is back. All right, while we're waiting on Rieger, let's get one more phone call in. Robert, you're on 97.1. Robert. Hey, man.
What's up, guys? Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, loud and clear.
Yeah, man. Man, let me start by saying you guys are the best, man. And please don't tell your other cohort that you guys got a little different flair tonight. It's kind of cool tonight without your boy. You know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
But anyway, I'm just. You guys I knew you got the guys' best radio show. But what I want to say is, if you're an NFL owner of a team, you have to be kind of aware, not kind of aware, just aware of the political nature of things going on right now. You have to be. And Hulk Hogan, my guy, man, I kind of love him too. I'm like you guys. As a kid, man, I was rooting for, I'm a little older than you guys. I was rooting for Hulk Hogan. You know, we were sitting around a TV pay-per-view watching him. I love Hulk Hogan. But you got to kind of be aware. You know what I mean?
Right. And Robert, I appreciate the phone call. I just wonder, who's that hype video for? Because more and more I watch it and more I look at it, I think that's for the Lions. I think that's one of those videos, how they do with Eminem and who's the actor from Jeff Daniels. I think that's going to get played up on the Jumbotron during a key third down to hype the crowd up. I don't know if it's going to work that way.
I can tell you that's not what it is.
Oh, it's not?
No, it's not a Lions thing at all.
Okay.
Obviously, they've been asked questions about it. Yeah, hey, what's going on?
Mojo doing some hard work. Is this why you're just getting here?
No. It's the same as always.
He always gets there this time.
See, I was trying to give him credit. He was working all the way up to the bill.
He doesn't deserve credit.
No, do not give me credit.
Come on.
No, when I saw it, was it Brad Galley's the first one that popped up? When I saw it this afternoon, I thought, is that? I mean, I personally am not offended, but I guess I could see why some people would be. And so I wanted some questions cleared up. And he was there on his own. Lots of celebrities come by. They ask for permission, and sure, but the Lions weren't part of any promotion. He was here at the station a couple days ago.
He was 2 days or yesterday.
Yesterday.
Yeah, promoting his beer. He's in town, and apparently he was out in Royal Oak bars last night doing all sorts of promotions. I mean, all over the place. So I don't know. There you go. If people want to get pissed at the Lions or Dan Campbell, to me that is silly, because then you have to be pissed at every bar. You have to be pissed at 97 won the ticket for having him on the air.
I'm pissed at Gator.
Right?
I can't believe it. Gator loved him. Now, Doug had no idea about Hulk Hogan, so Doug's off the hook. Is that how we're looking at this?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Let's do that. But I'm more offended. No, I enjoy the spicy garlic. But
Rico, if you're not going to take this crosstalk seriously, let's just end it, okay?
This is an issue that is tearing the fabric. This is tearing the fabric of Detroit apart.
Whoa. What did I just hear? Get rid.
Yeah.
Wow.
You didn't hear the tournament?
I did. I heard parts of it. Oh, my. We're spiraling.
Yeah. None of those comments were made at practice today. I can verify that.
Dan Campbell does love himself some Hulk Hogan.
Lots of people do.
Agree.
They're able to, as most people are, right or wrong, separate the act from whatever the man is in reality.
Yeah.
Yeah. People like the act. People still...
Oh, my God. Keep going. What else you got?
Rico's like the little kid.
He loves that Mike's away because the board is now facing him, and he's having all the fun.
When Mike's away, the kids will play.
See, but it's interesting you say that, Wojo, because when he was here yesterday, he was the character.
Yeah.
He wasn't out of character. He was Hulk. He spoke to everyone like that.
That's all he is, yeah.
That's what he is.
That's why people react in a positive way, because they like the character.
You think that gets exhausting? Like 2 a.m, his last fan walks out. Hey, Hulkamaniac. Hey, Hulkster.
Yeah, just Hulkster, I need some room service. You got
to rip my shirt off.
I ordered a burger. Yeah. We'll treat this topic with dignity and respect.
That's right.
Be safe and respectful.
Can you play the Kenny one again?
We gotta go.
We gotta go. We gotta go.
Rieger, Wojo,
It's
next.
unbelievable.
97.1.